The quick answer is that I don't know. I can tell you that we were the first to close and will likely be the last to reopen in order to protect our residents. Limiting visitors, screening, and masks will also be likely. Until we are able to see you again, we are Palm Garden.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
WOCA. Ocala.
Listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. Before the break, we were talking a little bit about how the conversation has been now for the week and getting into this 3-day weekend about things opening up and returning to some normalcy as we've got guidelines that are set and everything else, but things are beginning to open up as we're re-entering this world, this new world of what comes along with the COVID-19. Now, the COVID-19 stay-at-home and social distancing restrictions may have many people yearning for their freedom and fresh air, but when it comes to risk, that's where the difference is. We're not all created equal. No matter when and how COVID-19 restrictions and rules are partially or completely lifted, it's important to talk to your doctor about what is right for you before stopping precautions. So with that in mind, on the phone, we have Dr. Audre Baria, physician at WellMed, who's here to talk a little bit about what it takes and the consideration of returning or re-entering public life. Good morning, doctor. How are you doing today?
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Doing real good. Where are you calling us from?
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Nice. Yes. So you, as here in Ocala, you got some good weather down there too. So enjoying that. But as we got you on here, the idea is with what we're doing here with Talk Radio is talking more and more about things opening up or restrictions of the stay-at-home orders being lifted. But with that comes caution, and that's what you're here to discuss.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I tell my patients is don't let your guard down. Just because the restrictions are lifting, if you're an older adult with chronic medical conditions, definitely continue to be cautious.
Right. Now, with that idea, who would be or how would you consider it to be, who would be more at risk?
Anybody with chronic medical conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, emphysema, asthma, and anybody over the age of 60.
Gotcha. Now, as we talk more about this, like I said, with a lot of things, lifting on these restrictions, how would you know if lifting COVID-19 restrictions are right for you when we're talking about, some of the people that you just mentioned that might be still at risk? How do you know if these lifting restrictions are right for you?
What I like to advise my patients is that have the conversation with me. And I know that if you're in that category of having chronic medical conditions, you definitely want to continue with the precautions, such as continue with the social distancing. keep up with your doctor's appointments and practice good hand hygiene, which means washing your hands for a minimum of 20 seconds. And also wear a protective mask, especially when you're going out in public, even though you should continue to limit your public exposure. But let's say you need to go to the grocery store, wear a mask. And then when you bring your groceries home, wipe them down before you put them away. Make sure that you have a conversation with your provider and discuss when would be the right time for you in your particular case to lift these restrictions.
Right. Now, as we say, with a lot of these things loosening up, restrictions being lifted, and yada yada, it's almost to the idea that a lot of people are taking their own personal responsibility to say, hey, okay, I am going to wear a mask when I do this or do that. And it's to a point when what you're stressing is it's that if you're at greater risk, still pay attention. And that's the idea behind it. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct. The other thing is that, we're in this together. We don't want to get our loved ones sick because there is a potential that you may be asymptomatic and could be getting somebody that has a chronic medical condition sick. And we don't want that. So that's where wearing a mask, even if you're not symptomatic, comes in handy.
Gotcha. Now, since I have a doctor right here that I'm talking to, there's been so many plausible deniability. There's been a lot of rumors about, is the mask effective? Should I wear a mask? What kind of mask? Is it even worth it? Coming from a doctor, what would you say about wearing a mask and how to wear a mask?
One of the things that I say is that the CDC website actually has several patterns of masks that they've put on there that you can very easily make at home. You don't even need a sewing machine. You can take a bandana and just tie it around your head and make sure you're covering your nose and your mouth, and that should even suffice if you don't want to get fancy and make your own mask. And the surgical masks are fine if you have access to them, but with the limitations on supply, a bandana is not a bad way to go.
Gotcha. And I hear that so much because it's one of those things, and being here in Florida, it's a little different conversation because so many different counties here in Florida have been impacted so different in lieu of the virus. But, that's what we have you on here, is to kind of stress that those are still at risk. If you find you're in that greater risk category, still, err on the side of caution. And the masks is one of those things that, like I said, we hear it on different sides. It's like, it's pointless, or like, no, you should definitely do one, or people, just feeling that way, that there's so many different opinions on it. And it's good to hear from an expert about what you should do with that. And, with all of this information that we're discussing, this comes from wellmedhealthcare.com, and that's where more information can be found. And when we're talking about this stuff too, it's the mention of, like you said, having a conversation with your doctor. When should you contact a doctor, and what's the best way to do that?
Anytime you have any concerns whatsoever is always a good time to get in touch with your doctor. If there's questions that you have, concerns, you're not feeling well, definitely a good time to call your doctor and have a conversation. And WellMed actually has a 24/7 nurse hotline that's set up at 866-469-3897, and it's 24/7, so you can get a live person and have a conversation with them.
Excellent.
Anytime, actually.
What was that number one more time there, Doctor?
866-469-3897.
Excellent. And like we said, in lieu of that number, also with the website there for more important information, wellmedhealthcare.com, wellmedhealthcare.com. And like we said, this segment's brought to you by WellMed. And we're talking with Dr. Audre. Did I say that last name correctly? Baria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Medical doctor who received her Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology at Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts, and then earned her medical degree from Ross University School of Medicine, Portsmouth. And this is some great information because, like, we're talking about re-entering this new world amongst COVID-19. We don't have a vaccine yet. There's things that are being implemented to work on having that happen, but we don't know when. So these are still, like you said, the reiteration of precautions that people should still look at taking if you fall under the greater risk category.
Absolutely. You know, I think one of the biggest things that I can say here today is don't let your guard down. We don't want to be in that curve where the second peak happens. We want to be cautious. We want to take care of ourselves. We're in this together, and why not move forward with taking care of each other?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Doctor, thank you. We're just about out of time. Thank you very much. For more information, again, 1-866-469-3897, or you can visit them, wellmedhealthcare.com. Thank you very much, Doctor, and you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you.
You got it. WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. As we've come to the top of the 10 o'clock hour now, stay tuned. We got more show coming on through to round out this week here for you this Friday. Get you on moving through. WOCA Ocala back after this.
Foster. Michigan's Attorney General calls President Trump a petulant child and says she'll speak with Ford executives